Hi, Mike Kennedy with you, and we're looking at, this is a package I got, and it is from Foods for Patriot. They had a deal where you could get a 72-hour pack for $10 shipping, okay? So supposedly free, but $10 shipping. Well, I'm pretty sure it didn't cost $10. Well, second day, priority mail, maybe it did cost $10 to ship. Now, each packet is 4 servings. I'm outside. There's a little man. I'm outside on this dilapidated couch doing the filming. This is like the first perfect day we've had in a long time to be outside. But let's look at what we've got. We've got what they did this. You know, you figure they're trying to impress you. So what are they going to sell you? They're going to send me Liberty Bell potato cheddar soup. Okay, they're all, you know, they're nicely branded with Patriot Pantry. So they're trying to key in on this idea of, you know, prepping and being a patriot. Then we've got Traveler Stew, food for self-reliant patriots. Then we've got Granny's Home-Style Potato Soup. So we get 2 potato soups, which is kind of odd. Then we've got this really heavy package here, Blue Ribbon Creamy Chicken Rice. So I thought we'd look at the backs of these and see. Now it's interesting. This is a 72-hour food supply. Each meal, you know, they're not packaged in individual meals. 16 servings. They're in 4 packets. So each serving is 4 packets. So when you cook one, you know, you get 4 meals, 4 servings. So I'm not quite sure how you would be able to put this into make this into a 72-hour thing, the way it's packaged. But that's neither here nor there for the test, I guess, first. We're going to look at this Blue Creamy Chicken Rice. This one's got quite a hefty amount of calories in it. Usually for survival food, we've had this issue before, and it was brought up on my last video that I did. They don't contain enough calories. This one has 490 calories per servings. So at least this has got a good size. If you ate if you were to eat this whole container for a day, let's just say, you would be getting 2,000 calories. That would be close to your 2,400 calories you're supposed to get. And again, I say that I think most survival food people kind of plan on you more getting like 1,200 calories a day. Okay, they've got down here a chart showing you based on 2,000 or 2,500 calories. But let's look what we've got on this one. 23 grams of fat, no cholesterol, 28% of your sodium is typical with these. They've got a lot of salt in them. Total carbohydrates 20%, dietary fiber only 4%, sugar 1 gram, protein 8 grams per serving. Okay, that's the Blue Ribbon Creamy Chicken Rice. Oh, and to cook these are basically, I looked at all of these, and they're basically going about 5 cups of water, and you cook them for, you know, 20 minutes or so, and you let them stand for a certain length of time. Now each of these have an oxygen absorber in them, and that's very important to remove, of course, but also an oxygen absorber is basically just a smaller version of a hand warmer, and what it does is causes a quick rusting or oxidation of the iron in the pack, and it uses up the oxygen. So therefore no bacteria or bugs that need oxygen can get in here and do anything with it. Okay, here you have 4.5 cups of boiling water, whisk in the contents, simmer on low heat for 20 minutes, stirring, remove, and let stand for 20 minutes, 2 to 3 minutes to thicken. Let's go to the other potato soup. Now we've got the Liberty Bell potato cheddar soup. This one's 190 calories. Okay, here again, very similar. Take out the oxygen, 5 cups whisk in, 20 minutes, 2 to 3 minutes stand. So they've certainly got simple ingredients, simple cooking ingredients. Here we've got 6 grams of fat, a little bit of cholesterol, again 560 milligrams of salt, 23%, total carbohydrates 29 grams, dietary fiber hardly any, sugar 4 grams, protein 3 grams. So 4 of these servings would be like 800 calories. Traveler's stew. I'm not looking at what's actually in these. I should have done that too, I guess. We'll go back. Here we have 109 calories, very similar cooking. Very similar content. This has 45% of your salt in them. And the last one, did I do granny style, home style potato soup? No, 270 calories for 4 servings. Well, let's see what's actually in some of these. We're going to do the first like 4 or 5 ingredients. We've got diced dehydrated potatoes, creamer, that's palm oil, some chemicals, maltodextrose, sodium caseinate, milk derivatives, okay, potassium phosphate monoglycerized, bleached enriched flour. I'm trying to get to dehydrated potato flakes. Then let's get some cornstarch syrup, natural flavoring, onions, whey, turmeric, garlic powder, dehydrated onions. Okay, that's in the home style potato soup. Traveler stew, you would think would have meat in it, but I bet in something like that we have soy. We have long grain rice, lentils, elbow macaroni. We've got chicken bouillon, okay. We've got some corn, starch, soy protein, rendered chicken fat, okay. Then we've got spices. We've got turmeric in it again, sugar, sweet whey, garlic powder, caramel color, dehydrated onion, diced carrots, sliced celery, chopped onions. Okay. So, you know, this is funny just to compare this with just about any dog food you buy has rendered chicken fat in it. It's a very, you know, it's a source of protein and calories, inexpensive source. Liberty Bell potato soup. So this is going to have some cheese in it. The first part is a creamer, which has got coconut oil and stuff in it. Then we got food starch, potato dices, cheddar cheese. Then we start getting the spices, salt, blue cheese. Wow. Natural flavor, chopped onions, sweet dairy whey, vegetarian chicken base. What's a vegetarian chicken base? I don't understand that. How can it be vegetarian if it's a chicken base? Maltodextrose, hydrolyzed corn protein, salt, cornstarch. I'll have to look into that a little more. Then we get turmeric again. Silicon dioxide, sea salt, sugar, onion powder, parsley, turmeric, garlic powder, caramel color. There's turmeric in each one of these. Turmeric is good for you, so we're not complaining about that. We get in this one, we've got rice, creamer. Did I do this one already? Cornstarch, natural chicken flavor, onions, low sodium chicken base, rendered chicken fat, onion powder, and then we've got onion, natural flavoring, parsley, flakes, turmeric. And each of them warn you that they have like milk and soy for the allergens. I should have looked at that on each one. Milk and soy. Milk, wheat, soy, and dairy. And we've got in this one milk, soy, and wheat. Okay, so there's your allergen information. So we're going to be testing each of these, doing taste tests. As you know, we did the one before from Food Health International. Now we're doing these. One thing I like right off about these is they're only 4 servings. There was one in the other brand that had a 10-serving pouch of oatmeal. Now, unless you're serving 10 people or you're just going to sit there and eat a lot of oatmeal, that seems kind of a lot for a package, because usually these you can't, these got an easy tear thing, this is good. You can't usually take these and like use half of it because they're just not uniformly mixed. And so I find it very hard to be able to make a partial batch of one of these because they've just got, you know, they've got powder, they've got bigger elements in them. So it just, this seems more uniform here, this blue chicken creamy rice. But we'll look at each of these as we open them. We'll cook each one of them up and try them. And we'll be telling you which ones they are, of course, from which company. And so this is Patriot Pantry. Now, to me, okay, of course this food has to be heated. You got to consider that all of this type of food is not the cheapest food in the world. So their advantage is they're light, they have no water, they're dehydrated. None of these said freeze-dried, I don't think. So they're light. They're put in packages that will store for years. So they're good. They're good to put in a place where you might need some emergency food. Now, of course, the temperature they're stored at tends to shorten the life. So if you were to have these stored away in a car that's hot every day, gets up to 140, you know, inside, that would limit the life of these quite a bit. But I could see these storing these away for a day when the power goes out, considering you have a way to still heat water, okay, or maybe having them in a hunting camp, maybe bringing them with you, something that's really light with you for when you're backpacking. My goodness, I couldn't carry much weight, so something like this would be a big advantage. But to me, thinking about storing enormous amount of foods this way, if you were decided somehow that you needed 3 months of food, that you thought there might be an emergency that you needed 3 months of food, you're in an area where there's a lot of hurricanes, tornadoes, or whatever, and somehow you assume that you're going to be able to get at your food. That's a big thing. I mean, sometimes when, like Katrina, if you had all this food, it wouldn't have done you much good because you might have been submerged underwater anyway. But, so there's a lot of different things to consider, I guess I'm saying. And I think I'm going to make a separate video about talking about when this is the right choice, buying food like this, and when it might be better to buy regular products that you rotate normally. Because you got to consider, if you're going to have a go bag and you're expecting to go somewhere, and then you're going to have a means to start a fire, you're going to have something that can hold 5 cups of water to cook it in, you're going to be able to do that. So that may be a consideration, but I think you have to spend your money wisely, and I think these types of food are very specific to what you might need. And the thing is too, you got to remember, if you buy a bunch of this stuff, what if you find out, my goodness, like you have 20 packs of this and you can't stand it? That's the problem with getting long-term food. You'd want to be able to sample it first, like get the sample pack and try these out and decide which ones you eat, because God forbid, especially if you were to have kids, and you, like this one said it had some blue cheese in it. My goodness, what if your kids spit it out and won't eat it? You know, usually food like this isn't restaurant quality or homemade quality food. Okay, the taste is more for survival situations. So, especially if you have kids, I think you're going to want to have tasted all the products before you decide that you're going to buy a bunch of them. It's different with an adult. You can just, grin and bear it if you don't like the taste of something. And it would be easy for an adult, say there's only one of you, you take a packet like this and you say, well, okay, this is my food for the day. I'm going to cook it and I'm going to eat it. If you're in a hot area, you might have to eat it all right then. You won't be able to store it. Maybe somewhere else you would be able to store it. Maybe if it was power going out at winter here in Maine, you might be able to take it and after you, heat it up somehow, maybe you've got a camp stove, or maybe you've made like my rocket stove video, you've got a rocket stove made out of concrete blocks, you cook it up, you eat what you can, and then you stick it in the snow after that to keep it cold, to keep it from spoiling. Because, once you've opened the package, you've destroyed the ability for the food to last longer. Even if you don't use it all, you could think of it then, you've contaminated it, you've opened it up, microorganisms can get into it, so it has to be used fairly soon. And of course, once you cook it, it has to be used right off. So those are all things to consider when we look at different survival foods and what they're going to be used for. But we're going to try these all out, give you taste reviews, so you'll get some idea, and also you'll get some idea of when you want products like this and when you want something else. That's my hope with these videos, that you'll figure out when and if you do need these. This is Mike Kennedy, and we'll be doing further videos on these and the remaining meals I have from the other company as well. And we do have a couple MRE entries left too in the spaghetti class that we'll be doing. So, bye and God bless you.